Command Performance USA, the greatest entertainers in America, as requested by you, the men and women in the United States Armed Forces throughout the world. Command Performance, presented this week and every week till you're home from the hospitals and back from over there. Hi, everybody. This is Ted Pearson. And once again, we're out to answer some of those mail orders you sent to Command, care of Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. And opening up the letters tonight is one of the best-looking gals in Hollywood. You saw her in Riding High with Bing Crosby. You've seen her in lots of other famous pictures, including Sleeping City with Richard Conte. She's currently playing in Lucky Nick Kane with George Raft. But tonight, we have her right here with us on Old Command. So let's have a great, big, warm welcome for Coleen Gray.
Thanks. Thanks a million, fellas and gals. And hiya, Ted.
Hi, Coleen. Say, you're looking very beautiful tonight, believe me.
Well, Ted, you're very nice to say that. Matter of fact, you're looking sort of charming yourself.
Oh.
Seems as though you're sporting your very best bib and tucker.
Well, to tell you the truth, Coleen, I am, and I've got a very special reason.
Yeah? Tell me more.
Well, our first visitor is one of my very favorite songbirds, and I wanted to more or less make that good impression, you know.
Sounds interesting. Supposing you introduce her.
Okay. Fellas and gals, let's welcome one of the most requested of all the big-time singers. She's a favorite with GIs everywhere, in the camps, the hospitals, and on Command Performance. Let's say hi to the one and only Margaret Whiting.
Dime a dozen, dime a dozen. You can keep your dime a dozen kisses now. I don't want them, you can keep them. They're not worth a dime a dozen anyhow. The heart you gave me was worth no more than paper heart you buy down at the 10-cent store. Lips that cheat, dear, don't taste sweet, dear. Don't want your dime a dozen kisses anymore. I thought our love was a treasure. Every kiss was like a precious pearl to me. Then I found out, to my sorrow, that your kisses were as worthless as could be. Dime a dozen,
Dime a dozen,
dime a dozen.
dime a dozen.
You can keep your dime a dozen kisses now. I don't want them,
I don't want them,
you can keep them.
you can keep them.
They're not worth a dime a dozen anyhow. You can't kiss others and break each vow and then expect to be my one and only now. Lips that cheat, dear, don't taste sweet, dear. Don't want your dime a dozen kisses anymore. Don't want your dime a dozen kisses anymore. Don't want your dime a dozen kisses anymore.
Super duper, Margaret. A wonderful way to get the show rolling.
Oh, but stay right there at the mic, Maggie, because you're going to play a featured role in our next command.
That's right. The fellas have been writing in for another chapter in the life of that all-time hero, Dr. Kildare. So with Margaret playing the leading lady in white, let's introduce the old doctor himself, one of the best-known stars of Broadway and Hollywood, the inimitable Jackie Gleason.
Well, here we are at the Blair General Hospital Amphitheater. The stands are filled to capacity with cheering interns, and it looks like Dr. Kilmore is going to operate to a packed house. Right now, the odds on the patient's recovery are 4-1. Get your bets down before the betting window closes and Dr. Kilmore opens.
Programs, get your programs here. Without a program, you can't tell a thyroid from an adenoid. Get your program.
May I have a program? That means, that I wouldn't know. We'll get laughs or I'll know why.
Dr. Kilmore and Dr. Smith approach the operating table. The spectators quiet down. The moment is tense. Dr. Kilmore is ready.
Sponges,
Sponges,
clamps,
clamps,
scissors,
scissors,
scalpel,
scalpel,
sutures.
sutures.
Doctor, are you going to operate?
Now, how can I operate with my hands full of sponges, clamps, scissors? Oh, by the way, where's the patient?
Here I am, Doc. Here I am under this kimono.
Oh, yes. Well, we're ready to start. Now, son, if you should want the nurse, just pull this cord.
Why?
She's tied to the other end. Now, what would you like to have taken out? Your appendix, your tonsils, or would you rather prefer our special surprise package?
I don't know. What do you take out best?
The nurses. But I have to operate a little differently here. All right, nurse. Scalpel.
Scalpel,
Suture.
suture,
Dr. Scholl's corn pads.
Dr. Scholl,
Dr. Scholl.
Now, just a minute, Doctor. Do you know where to operate?
Why, certainly. I'm following this X-ray picture.
Oh, that's not an X-ray picture. That's a road map.
I wondered what his liver was doing in Pomona.
Oh, excuse me, Doctor, but what do you need now?
Get me the sulfanilamide.
What do you want that for?
I don't want it. I just wanted to see if I could pronounce it. All right, son. Lie down. I'm ready to operate.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared, old boy. The nurse will give you ether. Are you ready, nurse, with the cone?
Yes, doctor.
Thank you. Well, that was delicious. Nothing like an ice cream cone before an operation.
Have to deliver another anesthetic. Make it a chocolate one this time. Well, here goes.
Ah!
Well, what are you going to take out first, Doctor?
I don't know. Everything looks so good. All right, nurse. Scalpel, gauze, forceps, cotton. There, I'm finished, Smith.
Kilmore, you've done it again.
Really?
Yes, you've sewed this patient to the operating table. But it was great work, Kilmore. Listen to those students applauding your work.
Oh, I cut him up better than that. What an ovation. What applause. I think I'll do an encore. Bring in that next patient. The one that comes here every year for an operation.
Oh, but Doctor.
Wheel him in, I say.
Okay, there he is.
Good. Now, nurse, are you ready?
Yes, doctor.
All right. Scalpel.
Scalpel,
Wire.
wire,
Teeth.
teeth,
Scotch tape.
Scotch tape,
Hair.
hair.
That's it. We're finished. There you are, Mr. Benny. You're good for another season.
Nice doctoring, Jackie Gleason. A million thanks for dropping in to add to the fun.
Yes, it really was great. But now we've got to get back to the mailbag and pull out some more commands. Here's one from Korea. Corporal Walter Hamill, Corporal Bernard Watchkowitz, and Sergeant Herb Barbosa. Hope I got those names right. Anyhow, the fellows have written in asking for one of the greatest of all guitar players, Les Paul. So, Les, come on out here and take a bow. Sensational, Les. That old guitar of yours never fails to send me right out of this world.
And now we come to the high spot of the evening. Very often around this time, on command, we present a serious hunk of drama. Well, tonight, we're going to deviate just a bit, but we're going to present two people who are so well known on Broadway it's hardly necessary to say anything other than Fred Allen and Tallulah Bankford.
It's nice to see you again, darling.
Thank
Oh,
you.
didn't I just read your name in Reader's Digest? You were discovering antihistamine or taking it or something.
No, the only thing I've taken recently, Tallulah, is a new job.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. I could exult.
I'll wait.
Are you
if
back
you're-
in radio?
No.
Ad lib again, dear. I didn't hear it.
No, I'm... no, I'm not in radio, Tallulah. I'm in the theater at Lowe's 342nd Street.
Well, I must come up and see you sometime, darling. I adore vaudeville.
It's on the west side. I mean, if you're coming up in that character. You adore vaudeville? Well, I'm not exactly in vaudeville.
But, darling, you just said that you were in the theater.
Well, I'm a junior executive.
What is a junior executive?
Well, a junior executive in a movie theater is a man who wears a tuxedo in the daytime and has the key to the cigarette machine. Oh, Tallulah, I wish you were there when I was hired. I was kneeling on the floor in the manager's office. The manager, a Mr. Robert Cummings, placed his hand on my shoulder after brushing aside the dandruff and said,
Alan, you are getting this job because you have talent, you have personality, you have savoir-faire, and you happen to be married to my sister.
Yes, sir.
This theater has the finest marquee, the finest lobby, the finest orchestra, the finest loges, the finest...
Pictures?
Please, Alan, no defeatist talk.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Repeat after me. Movies are better than ever.
Movies are better than ever.
Again.
Movies are better than ever.
Again.
Movies are say, how long shall I keep repeating it, sir?
Until they are.
This is going to be a lifetime job, sir.
But that all depends.
Yes, sir.
Alan, every picture theater is fully staffed.
Yes, sir.
Today, I am creating a position never before known in a motion picture theater.
For me?
Yes, Alan. You will be our up-to man. Congratulations.
Well, Tallulah, that's how I got the job.
But, Fred, tell me, what is an up-to man?
Well, I stand in the lobby, you see, and when people rush in late, I tell them what has happened in the picture up to the time they come
Well, I'd like to see how that service works
in.
sometime.
Well, it's really very simple. I just stand in the lobby wearing a yellow swallowtail coat and seersucker spats, and sooner or later, I hear a voice say,
Pardon me. Has the picture started?
"Oh, you're Portland, aren't you?" "Yes, the feature has been on for 10 minutes.
What picture is it?
Sunset Boulevard, starring Gloria Swanson, William Holden, and Erich von Stroheim. Now, I'll tell you what you've missed up to now. As the picture starts, you see a body floating face down in a swimming pool.
Oh, it said in Luella Parsons' column that body got the Academy Award for being the best corpse for 1950.
Yes, it was the best corpse. I heard that. I read that the actor who played the body floating in the pool is making personal appearances now. He comes out on the stage and lies down flat on his face so people will recognize him from the picture. If they don't get it right away, he drips a little as he's lying.
Well, what else happens in Sunset Boulevard?
Well, they fish the body out of the pool and send for a specialist. You know what a specialist is.
Oh, a specialist is a doctor who has trained all his patients to be sick only during office hours.
That's true. That's a specialist. Say, I think you'd better go in, Portland, before your popcorn cools off.
Well, I hope this picture's better than that Western picture you had last week.
Well, I wasn't working here last week. I was picketing outside. I missed the picture. I'm inside this week working.
Are you lucky?
Really?
As the picture starts,
Yeah.
Robert Mitchum is a little boy whose parents are killed.
Yeah.
And he lives with Marjorie Main and her 2 children, who later grow up to be Teresa Wright and introducing John Rodney.
Introducing John Rodney. You mean this is his first picture?
Yes. Well, war is declared against the Indians.
Yeah.
And Robert Mitchum goes to fight Sitting Bull and his standing army.
Well, what happens to introducing John Rodney?
Oh, introducing doesn't go.
Oh, introducing doesn't go, huh? Well, does the picture have a happy ending?
Oh, yes. Introducing gets killed.
That was a short introduction, wasn't it?
Robert Mitchum and Teresa Wright get married,
Yeah.
and Sitting Bull is in the hospital in an oxygen wigwam.
Oh, an oxygen wigwam for sick Indians. You didn't like this picture, eh?
I wouldn't even like it when they showed it on television.
Well, it'll be another week or so. You
And
can...
I like most westerns.
Yeah?
Because I like to ride horseback.
Oh, you ride horseback, do you?
Oh, I always ride side saddle.
Well, why side saddle?
That way, I save a little place where I can sit down the next day.
Well, Tallulah, you see, that's how it goes in the lobby.
Oh, darling, it must be ghastly standing around the lobby all day explaining about that dead body floating in the swimming pool.
Face down, too. Well, I'm the up-to man, and I have a job to do. An up-to man has other problems, Tallulah. You know, when the theater's crowded and the ushers are busy, sometimes I hear this.
Hey, buddy, my name is DeRocher, and this is my wife. How about 2 seats together?
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. DeRocher. I have 2 seats, but they're not together.
All right, honey. If we're not going to sit together, split the Hershey bar and give me my half.
Well, that gives you an idea, Tallulah.
Oh, Fred, those troublesome types must fray your nerves, darling.
Well, what can I do? I'm employed. I just have to stand there and take it.
But it's dark in those theaters. Can't you step on their feet or back them into the drinking fountain to dampen their ardor or something?
Oh, it's aggravating. Yesterday I was standing there, and I heard someone say...
Cadet! Could you help me right away, please? It's urgent. My name is Judy Holliday.
Well, what's wrong, Miss Holliday?
Well, I lost my son. He's a boy.
What does your little boy look like?
Oh, well, he's 6 years old, and he's sucking a lollipop.
Well, how could you lose a boy 6 years old?
It's possible I did it.
I see.
He was sitting in the next seat.
Yes.
And when Sunset Boulevard started, I seen the body floating in the swimming pool. I fainted. I'm a very heavy fainter.
Oh, the wonder the thud didn't bring you to when you heard the... Well, when you came to...
Eric von Stroheim was on the screen. My little boy was gone. Also the lollipop.
Well, I'll page the little boy. What's his name?
I don't know.
You don't know your own child's name?
Well, he's crazy for movie stars. Every week he takes the name of one of the stars in the picture he's seeing.
Oh, very well, madam. I'll page him. Eric von Stroheim, your mother wants you. Paging Eric von Stroheim. Your mother's looking for you. Eric von Stroheim. Well, I'm sorry, madam. He doesn't answer.
Hey, that usher in the next aisle is pointing at you.
Oh, I'll see what he wants. Yes, Cuthbert.
My poor little boy is lost. My doll, my angel. When I find him, I'll kill him.
Madam, I think we have a clue. A little boy walked up to the usher in the next aisle and said, "Got a message for Gloria Swanson?"
That's my little boy. Gloria Swanson.
Well, Tallulah, as an up-to man, that's what I've been going through.
Oh, Fred, you'd better give up your job in that movie theater. With all those mad people around, you won't be safe.
Safe? He was out of my... What do you mean, safe?
Leo, please!
Thanks, Fred. And thanks, Tallulah, darling. And, of course, we want to credit all the other good people who drifted in during the proceedings. Leo DeRocher and his beautiful wife, Lorraine Day, Judy Holliday, and, of course, the sweet and lovely Portland Hoffa.
Oh, it was really a madhouse and lots of fun. Well, Coleen, is it almost that time?
Yes, just about time to fill one more command. and we won't even try to name all the fellows who've been writing and asking for Margaret Whiting's songs. So, Maggie, if you will, just aim it at all of them, will you?
The story of my life, the opening page, covers the days I was coming of age. Always a devil, even at 10. Gee, I wish you knew me then. The story of my life, the following scenes, starting to date other kids in their teens, spinning the bottle or stealing a kiss. Look, I stole it just like this. I ran around as most people do, danced with a lot, dreamed with a few. Then came the day that you came inside, changing my world overnight. Of course, you know the rest, for darling, you're here, sharing my love every day of the year. Now and forever, man and his wife, that's the story of my life. Darling, you're here, sharing my love every day of the year. Now and forever, man and his wife, that's the story of my life.
Beautiful, Margaret, beautiful. Sung in that true Maggie Whiting style. And believe me, that's real style, too.
Yes, it is, Ted. And thanks so much, Maggie, for dropping in for the visit. And additional thanks go to the rest of the gang. Jackie Gleason, Les Paul, Fred Allen and Portland Hoffa, Tallulah Bankhead, Leo DeRocher and Lorraine Day, Judy Holliday, and all the rest.
Including, of course, our charming mistress of ceremonies, Coleen Gray, the gal who makes the movies.
Well, Ted, I hope we get invited back to do another command real soon.
You're in, dear.
Until we do, let's say thanks, too, to all the men and women in uniform who are doing such a service for our ever-loving Uncle Sam. So wherever you are, good night, good luck, and God bless you.
Night, Coleen. Night, everybody. This program was produced by Tom Smith in cooperation with the Hollywood Coordinating Committee and the American Federation of Musicians. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.